Hello friends and welcome to edition 17 of Mike's Miscellany for 2021. This week we look back on some then and now pictures from the Beatles, Reservoir Dogs the movie and Scarface the movie. See the NASA Martian helicopter, find out what the oldest thing in Ireland is, and view some farm-themed funny videos. Well, let's begin with our brain teaser, which asks for this week, is it possible for a bird to fly faster than a plane? If so, how? Now to some vintage photographs. Here's a picture posted by the Church Studio on Facebook. It shows a group of high school kids skipping class in 1964. Why? To go and see the Beatles. They didn't even get to the concert, but whilst they were driving, Ringo pulled up beside them of all things and he took a photograph. How's that? When they told their friends, no one believed them. 50 years later, Ringo publishes his book of photos and lo and behold, they were in it. The kids, who are no longer kids, reenacted the shot for posterity. The usual picture of the Fab Four, we've seen many of them, but this is unusual, from the cover of a bootleg box CD set released in 2006, showing the yellow submarine hitmakers outside a pub called the Acoustic Submarine. Wonder if there's a tie-in there. I'm sure that's why the photo op took place though. Come on boys, we gotta get a picture taken outside this place. It'll look great on the album cover. However, the Beatles album Abbey Road, that's another iconic album cover from the same photo session. Here are the boys getting ready to cross that famous road in northwest London. The final one I have is from Cinephiles on Facebook, who posted this then and now picture of two of the stars of the 1983 movie Scarface. The chemistry between the two was to resurface 8 years later in 1991's Frankie and Johnny. Yes, Al Pacino and Michelle Pfeiffer. And if that seems familiar, it was also the name of an Elvis movie from 1966, Frankie and Johnny that is. Now to frontiers of science. NASA have made history this week after it completed the first ever powered control flight, confirming its Ingenuity helicopter had successfully taken flight on Mars. The helicopter, which landed on the Red Planet, and along with the Perseverance rover on the 18th of February, was expected to make a 40-second first flight. You can see the insect-like helicopter at the base of your screen in the middle of the picture. Mimi Ong, who is the Ingenuity Mars helicopter project lead at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, said, "We can now say that human beings have flown a rotorcraft on another planet. Atmospheric pressure on Mars is very low, about 1% of the atmospheric pressure on Earth. So the big challenge was to make a vehicle that's light enough to be lifted, and then the second one to generate enough lift with the rotors so it could have to spin very fast." The attempt drew comparisons to the Wright brothers and their initial flight, saying this is the first powered control flight on another planet. The 1.8 kilogram helicopter was to attempt to rise 3 meters into the air on its first flight, followed by up to 5, increasing to higher and longer flights over the course of a month. Congratulations to all the brilliant minds behind this achievement. Some events from this week back in time include April 24th, 1945, singer Johnny McAvoy is born. April 25th, 1819, Veer Foster, philanthropist and educationist, is born in Copenhagen. He is the inventor of copybooks that were used throughout Ireland in schools until the 1950s. April 26th, 1998, Katrina McKiernan becomes the first Irish woman to win the London Marathon. April 29th, 1957, Daniel Day-Lewis, Best Actor Oscar winner for My Left Foot, is born. April 30th, 1942, because of petrol rationing, all private motoring in Ireland is banned. and bicycle thefts soar overnight. 1951, the first demonstration of television in Ireland is held at the Spring Show in the RDS Dublin. And now to question of the week. What is the oldest thing in Ireland? Well, that would be Newgrange, a Stone Age Neolithic monument located in the Boyne Valley, County Meath. Newgrange was constructed around 5,200 years ago, that's 3,200 BC, which makes it older than Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids of Giza. How big is it? Newgrange was built by Stone Age artisans. The mound is 85 metres in diameter, 13 metres high, covering an area of about an acre. A passage measuring 19 metres leads to a chamber with 3 alcoves, and the passage and chamber are aligned perfectly with the rising sun on the morning around the winter solstice. A passage or a grave passage tomb consists of one or more burial chambers covered in earth with stone and having a narrow access passage made of large stones. Newgrange is surrounded by 97 large stones. They're called curbstones, some of which are engraved with megalithic art. The most striking is the entrance stone. Although Newgrange was originally defined as a passage tomb, it has more recently been recognised as a monument whose purpose, although it included burial of the dead, was far more significant and universal, and the carvings that are in it look more like representations of Orion's belt, the stars. It's also interesting to note there are at least 628 megalithic tombs in Ireland, and the Latin word for Ireland is Hibernia, and that means wintry. Ooh, those Romans, they should have come to visit us in the summertime. Now it's video. Well, if having a few beers with the lads, please do not be letting them do this to you.
Je moet dat dan waarschijnlijk naar eigen koelen. Ah, dat is zo warm, ik zou. Dat is ook koud. Nee, dat is niet warm. Kom. Dat is niet warm. Ah, dat is zo warm in honger. Ja. Nee. I'm fast. Nee, dat is een lapje van. Kom, rustig bij vast. Dat is ik wel bang.
Holy cow, Batman. He's well and truly tagged all right. Off to the mart, so. Here's a vaguely connected video. TikTok user Mikey Butler was tired of being sent spam posts, and he had a solution to this.
If you had 24 hours with me and I couldn't say no, what would we do?
She'll be carrying all those cows behind me. She'll be doing all them cubicles, putting a lime in them. You'll be feeding all those calves. Every one of those calves you'll be feeding them. And you'll be milking the cows this evening, and you wouldn't have time to stand in front of the camera taking pictures of yourself. And that's a fact.
Yes, you'd be mostly ready for your gym jams and bed after all that. Brain teaser answer: is it possible for a bird to fly faster than a plane? If so, how? Well, it is possible if the bird is inside the plane when it is flying and it flies from the rear to the front of the plane. The final word now. I think that when the dust settles, we will realise how little we need, how very much we actually have, and the true value of human connections. So a couple of things of interest over the last several days. Hope you found so as well. Thanks so much for looking in, and until next time, be safe and be well, look out for one another, and bye for now.
From the home studio of Michael Birmingham,